Hello and welcome to another episode of Good Brews, Bad Views. I'm your host, Max, and as always, joined by my co-hosts, Ryan.
Yo, yo.
And James.
Hi.
You and your damn hello puns.
I'm not going to qualify that as a pun.
Well, yeah, whatever. Okay, so for this week's episode, /
I think that's a record for you being wrong on a podcast.
Oh.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate.
Timestamp it. Ship it.
Yep. Okay. So for this episode, we are continuing our terrible third part in the movie series with Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, the worst of the Mad Max movies thus far, but probably the one that has had the biggest cultural impact before Fury Road came out. So we have the movie queued up to the Kennedy Miller Presents logo in the opening credits. So if you're following along with us, hit play now.
It begins. So if this is our third in a series of bad thirds, is this going to be a bad podcast for us?
I don't know.
Could be.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Joke's on us. They're all bad.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right?
So now, we know, but you, the listener, do not know that Max
Is mad.
is a connoisseur of Mad Max movies.
Yeah, I can remember watching this movie from a very, very young age, and I'm going to try not to just have this episode filled with Mad Max minutia.
Oh, bring it on, man.
Max
Get some
Minutia?
filler in there.
Yeah, whatever.
Did you say maximum minutia?
Yeah.
Maximum, yeah. But this movie kind of continues the Mad Max thing of crazy named characters whose name you really don't ever hear in the movie. Like, I've kind of discerned who most of those people are from just watching this forever and watching with the subtitles.
Indeed.
But here we are treated to Tina Turner's opening, One Among the Living, I believe is what it's called.
Was it written specifically for the movie?
Yes.
Those are usually the best songs.
Oh, yeah. Channeling LL Cool J from Deep Blue Sea, which may end up being one of our episodes.
Yeah, eventually.
I hope so.
I know far too much of that song by heart still. I'm not going to shame myself by reciting it here.
Yeah. So this is the first Mad Max movie that didn't have Byron Davies as one of the producers. He actually died in a helicopter crash while scouting locations for this.
Oh, wow.
He's the for Byron you'll see in the credits.
Oh, yeah, at the very end there.
Yeah.
Right.
So. So here we have this nice little opening shot. Already you can tell that the film is very grainy, which is something Ryan usually notices.
Mm-hmm.
But
I find changes in film grain to be jarring.
yeah.
So it's almost like we're going in somewhere to save Matt Damon again from someplace with this shot. It's a common Hollywood thing.
Yeah.
Go save Matt Damon again.
It's just as red, but this is the only time we ever see kind of like the red kind of desert, I suppose.
It's a continent made entirely of paprika.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, didgeridoo because it's in Australia, right?
Yes.
Right. So, shamefully admitting here, this is, aside from Fury Road, this is the only other Mad Max movie that I've seen, and I just watched it today for the show.
Yeah, like an hour ago.
Yeah,
like
so
when I got
I
over
don't
here,
know.
you were still half an hour from the ending.
Right. Ooh, there's a hair in the frame. I don't know if that's on my projector or part of the movie.
Well, let's see.
Let's find out. Go, Max, go!
Well, your cat
This is
was rubbing up against
podcasting for 2 or 3.
Yeah.
That's the shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that I find interesting about this plane sequence here actually is that
It's quite plain.
yes, is that unlike the rest of the cars and everything else in the movie, that plane is incredibly well taken care of.
Yeah.
And I get that it's a plane, so it kind of has to be taken care of. But it's stylistically, it looks very much different than everything else that's here.
The hodgepodge
Right.
cars.
Yep.
So
It's not a patchwork of technologies. It's, as is.
Yeah.
yeah, this movie in particular in the series, it's different as especially when it comes to post-apocalyptic stuff, because it's been the apocalypse long enough that people are trying to actually like rebuild society and stuff. So you see a lot of the refurbished and reused recreations of stuff. Like in Road Warrior, it's still very much shortly after things have crumbled apart because there's still roads and there's still bright colored cars and such. But for here, everything is brown and gray and no really like aesthetically pleasing designs. Where everything is more just functional car stuff, I suppose. You know.
So this is the oldest Mel Gibson movie I've ever seen.
Really?
And I'm thinking he has the same stupid-looking long hair wig from here and just reuses it for the next 20 years. Or maybe he's just got a closet full of them. I don't know. Because he's got it in this
This is
Braveheart,
what William Wallace was doing when he went off on his world travels from Braveheart.
Yeah.
But no, this movie is directly before Lethal Weapon 1. So he's about to explode in popularity.
What's the character's name with the creepy head on his back?
Iron Bar?
Iron Bar, that's right. I think that's cool. So something that I really liked about this movie, though, the whole way through, and this is Max, fill me in here, but this is probably a George Miller thing. It's just kind of evident in Fury Road, too, obviously, but just huge sets. Like, big, real sets and just very big, sweeping shots. There's a real sense of scale.
I would say it's evident here in Fury Road and also in Road Warrior. In Road Warrior, there's like a whole like oil derrick complex.
Yeah.
So it's indicative of like you're trying to establish like this world. And here we have like this water salesman who for the longest time I thought was just Robin Williams doing an accent.
Well, he does have bird cages.
Right.
Yeah. And the Geiger counter, which I did not get that joke as a kid.
No.
I hope this guy is credited as Culligan just to make a really bad water pun.
Would not be surprised.
I like the guy with the colander on his head.
The colander for his head,
the top
and,
of
like
the bird
the chef's
cage.
hat.
Yeah.
Like, this movie's very tonally different from the other ones, but I think it has probably some of the best costume designs.
It's awesome. I really like the costume design for sure.
And here we have a Quebecois fur trapper who's made his way to the outback.
Yeah.
Thanks, brah. So another Mel Gibson thing that I've noticed is that this movie is, like 30 years old at this point. But he has made zero effort to improve his ability to generate an accent. I think his accents have all been terrible. I thought he sounded like crap in Braveheart, and his Australian accent here is
Mel Gibson is Australian, so he's not really doing an accent. He's just
he was born
talking.
in New York, according to the thing I looked at.
Oh, but I thought he was Australian though.
Now, I don't know the timeline on some of these movies. Is this movie post Indiana Jones when that gag's pulled off?
Oh, just the firearm shut
The firearm
to the melee twirling.
Yeah, because Raiders of the Lost Ark is like 79.
Okay, so
this is 85.
So that might be a fun little homage to that then.
I think it's just Mad Max being I'm gonna refer to him as Mel just for the entire this movie, so they're not talking about two Maxes.
Mel Max,
but with Mel, just kind of being a badass and establishing that like, hey, I've got a sawed-off shotgun in my coat.
And James, it's pronounced Hamagi. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was born in Peekskill, New York in 1956. You can laugh and learn with Good Brews, Bad Views.
Yeah. I like this scene.
Yep. It's your average Fallout character emptying their inventory.
Yeah.
Making some room here, boss. Like that freaking head on Iron Bar's back does kind of freak me out.
Yeah.
It's very like standard Japanese scary girl look.
The weight of all the things hitting the table is what makes this scene for me.
Right.
Yep. And then the crossbow.
Yeah.
What? You guys don't travel with an arsenal?
Yeah, no kidding.
When you're driving a team of camels across the desert?
So I'm going to assume that this town was built around like a Four Seasons or a Dick's Sporting Goods because everyone's wearing football pads.
Yep.
Yeah, because they don't wear pads in Australian rules football. So they must have really gotten those from somewhere weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So presumably an American football team got stranded during the apocalypse in Australia.
Right.
Yep. The International League.
Yeah, some kind of world tour.
Yep.
You know how you protect yourself from the scorching desert sun? You wear as little clothing as possible.
Yep. No, but for this you have a huge set because this Bartertown was built in a brick quarry, from my understanding, and every year they have like a Mad Max festival in this quarry.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is that guy there?
Probably Bruce Spence. Yeah.
No, I meant that character.
Yeah. Oh, the gyro captain? Or no, that's not the gyro captain. That's the aviator or whatever.
Yeah.
Observant watchers of these movies will notice, like, hey, wasn't that guy in Road Warrior? Yes, he was, but it is a different character. They just wanted to do someone like the gyro captain, but different. And just like, well, let's recast Bruce Spence.
More different.
I hope that he was supposed to get that chain correct the first time, but
Probably,
didn't quite do it.
There's some very uncomfortable looking outfits.
Something that's always been kind of apparent in these movies is the equal roles that men and women play.
Right.
Like, there's always, like, a male guard and a female guard and a buff elevator operator with a female buff elevator operator.
Mm-hmm.
So. And a weird, I don't know what that is. A tripod from War of the Worlds?
Yeah, right. It does kind of look that way, doesn't it? Oh, boy.
Yeah. This movie has a strange relationship with saxophones and chainmail.
It has a strange relationship with music in general. I find this movie's soundtrack to be out of place and bad. Play it, Tauntaun.
It's a very 80s soundtrack.
Yeah, definitely. So it's not that big a surprise, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to know how this guy survived this long in the apocalypse.
Because he can play the saxophone.
Dude.
And he's blind, though.
Play your heartstrings to do what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have Tina Turner, which for the longest time, I was like, why does she have blonde hair? Then I realized I think she's supposed to be an Aborigine.
That would make sense.
Yes. But here we see her wearing her all chainmail outfit, which I made a shirt of that for Halloween one year, and that stuff chafes, so that's probably not the most comfortable thing to be wearing.
Right.
It does have cool shoulders, though.
It does, yeah.
Right. Oh, is this guy
This is right up there with the 80s saxophone player from Lost Boys.
I am not mad at that outfit. That's a good outfit. I like it.
That's just the right amount of exposition this movie needs.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of fruit was that?
It looks like a mango.
Yeah.
It looks like a potato, so I'm going to go with potato. I like how it goes full on Three Stooges here.
Yeah. Also, where did you get a battle axe from?
Yeah, there was no indication that he even had that earlier.
Yep.
I wondered why he wasn't swatting any flies with that earlier.
What a great hidden weapon.
Yeah. And I just love using the whip handle to beat someone's face in.
Yeah. That's probably, 20 pounds of chainmail she's wearing?
Oh, way more than that.
Yeah.
I guess it really depends on what kind of metal it's constructed from. It's probably aluminum. If so, it's probably a lot lighter than I think it
Aluminium.
is.
Again, here's another great sweeping shot you're talking about, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the scale of the set is great.
I mean, the movie only really has, 3 sets.
Right.
So, they can afford to do a lot of care.
Yeah, and again, even the ones that aren't dependent on a set, just the huge sweeping landscapes with the cars driving around and stuff. It's just, I like it a lot.
I wonder if the Monarch Theater is there.
Probably. Probably. I can't figure out those earrings, though.
They look like toroids out of like a piece of machinery or something.
Yeah. Heating coils or something. Or metal Princess Leia ears.
Giant inductors. He looks like Krang from Ninja Turtles.
He does.
Shredder!
So would like the most realistic representation of Krang be the resistance leader from Total Recall?
Yeah, probably.
And now back to this actual
Yeah,
movie.
now back to Mad Max.
I actually really, for whatever reason, I like the fat bald guy a lot in this movie. I find him to be the requisite amount of creepy, and he's very effective at it.
Yeah.
He's not very tanned.
No.
Well, he spends all day in a cave.
True.
Wait a minute, I spend all day in a cave too. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. That's got to stink to high heaven.
Yeah, that's not going to be a good aroma.
Yep.
I was hoping he was going to press his face on it and come away with the little black circles around his eyes. Like
we
a
got
gag.
you.
Ah, got you, bitch.
That joke's still around in the post-apocalyptic wasteland of Australia.
As someone who is an anthropologist,
Okay.
it's always bothered me that there were pigs in this movie.
Are pigs not in Australia?
No, because pigs compete with humans for food.
But
They
humans are
eat
better
the
at it.
same thing.
Okay.
So typically that's why a lot of pigs weren't raised in or like weren't eaten in early civilizations, because as opposed to like a goat or a cow or something, you can just let them go out in the pasture and eat grass and graze or whatever. Now, obviously, there's not pastures here to graze, but those pigs would all be directly competing with every single person here as to what to eat.
True.
There's shit in your eye.
Yep. I mean, you can think of the pigs eat the waste that the humans make, like the scraps, whatever, but I assume there aren't many table scraps in this world.
Not a
Right.
lot, nah.
That and how have all those pigs survived this long?
Pigs are physiologically similar to humans, so if humans survived,
Yep.
then
And here we see more of this movie's
pigs.
saxophone love.
It's so bad.
So, do you think that the guy who is the pig saxophone player just hates his life?
That's all he has to do is just sit up there and play a saxophone while industrial business is going on.
Yep.
This had to be a nightmare to shoot this scene.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, this is way before cameras were, maneuverable and agile and tiny.
Yeah. Mel does not look happy. I like how there's some of the guards have gas masks on.
Yeah. It would have to be necessary down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've known you for 2 seconds. Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. I'll risk my life for you.
It's actually a pretty interesting comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty much slave labor.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are like the kind of, I assume, issues one would face when you've moved past the we need to be able to survive in the post-apocalyptic world, is we need to be able to function as a society and
Right.
Yeah.
such. So you need to start actually dealing with crime, I suppose.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I really do like the armor design for Master Blaster. I mean, Master has his little Japanese kabuto
Right.
headgear thing, and Blaster has whatever the heck he has going on there.
It's very Big Daddy from BioShock.
Yeah, and if you've played Fallout New Vegas, there is like Raider armor called like the Blaster Master armor. Which pretty much looks like
That's pretty great.
looks like what he wears.
I do like that they snuck a poop joke in there.
Yeah.
Blow the crap out of this place.
Yep.
Ha! Full support of any and all poop jokes.
Yep.
Yep.
We got another one coming up. Well, me got bad wig. I find it like a weird choice that that Master only speaks in like short, broken up phrases.
Yeah, I was wondering about that a lot. Like, what's the implication here that the English is not his like first language? I don't know.
I think he wants to make sure that Master understands what's going on as well.
Right. So maybe that's
Blaster understands what's going on.
Right. So maybe he's just developed that cadence of speaking for that purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not a good joke.
No. That has not. That wasn't good then, and it certainly hasn't aged.
No. Converse are so durable, you can use their souls as prison garb.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least they put some nice padding around the chains for these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chain padding is rare.
Yeah, because getting into it later, he starts speaking in more fuller sentences
right,
when he
does.
doesn't have to see Blaster around.
Right.
So either that or it's like kind of just gone to his head.
Right. Mm-hmm. More Blaster, more Blaster.
So what are we drinking today, guys?
Let's talk about beer while this is happening.
Yeah.
So we're drinking DieselPunk, right?
Yeah, DieselPunk Porter.
DieselPunk Porter.
It's a beer I've seen at the store for a while, but had never actually tried before.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a cool little logo design, and the theme of the kind of fits the movie we're watching today.
Yeah.
Plus, after last episode with Barney Fife, you said you really like the dry stout. I thought this might be more up your alley.
Oh, it definitely
the
is.
stout you had in between then and now, which you did not like at all.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
Yeah.
Well, it was Barbara Papa or something.
Yeah.
And you said it was out of circulation or something, right?
Yeah, it might have been an older bottle, but it was definitely an imperial stout, so it's like extra heavy and aged and 12% ABV compared to this. So, James, what do you think about this beer?
It's good. I think it's a very basic porter.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I would use it as like an introductionary beer to someone who's never had a porter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of character to it, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because a lot of porters, they're heavier beers. You only can drink maybe 2 or 3 of them. But this is a little lighter. So if you like darker beer, I say it's definitely like kind of like maybe like a go-to. If you just want a darker beer, but you don't want to pay $12 for a 6-pack or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, by a little lighter, you can't see your finger through the glass, but you can
lighter
see
when you're drinking it, not in color.
But even that, like you can see light coming off of the bottom of the glass.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So it is lighter in color, which should mean that there's less, particulate in there too.
Yeah.
Or potential particulate.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I like this experimentation by Mel here, just confirming that his little whistle
his
irritates
bosun
the shit out of Blaster.
Yeah.
Cripplingly so.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I've always liked about the Mad Max character in and of itself, or himself, is that he's not necessarily overpowering from strength.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't resort to violence immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, he's a very clever character more than anything else.
Yeah.
They go out of their way. No, I wouldn't even say they go out of their way. I was being interested in that. They make it natural that he has these instincts that would allow him to survive in an environment.
Yeah, because that's
like
pretty
this.
much like his entire character is like, what can I do to survive? And obviously, like, the violence option isn't like the best way to ensure that, because if you're being violent against the longer you live, I suppose, in the grim far future, the chances that other people have survived through violence are greater and greater. So you probably aren't as adept in that method unless that's all you've been doing for your entire life.
Yes.
And he was a cop before this, so that's not his way, I suppose. But yes, Thunderdome is coming, and
it's interesting to me that, I mean, it's part of the movie's title, but it has so little to do with the actual movie, the Thunderdome itself.
Yeah, well, I suppose like Thunderdome is what I suppose they were expecting Max to get into Thunderdome to fight Blaster, because that's how you
Right.
do stuff, and that what happens, or because of what happens soon, that propels the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the Atomic Cafe thing that keeps popping up and down, and not that we're going to continually reference Fallout through the whole movie, but that, I mean, it just shows you how much of the roots of Fallout have in this movie.
You say we don't want to keep mentioning it, but we can't ignore like how big of a cultural impact these movies have had.
Yeah.
Right,
like in the very,
absolutely.
very first Fallout, in the very, very first town, you find a dog that the townspeople talk about. He was a companion of this guy with the funny accent, and if you come to the dog wearing a leather jacket, which looks exactly like Max's leather jacket, the dog becomes your companion.
Right, yeah.
So,
yeah. And it's interesting in one sense, too, that in a real almost similar manner, the Fallout games have kind of followed Mad Max in that they kind of picked up from here.
mm-hmm.
From like
Yeah.
the more normal kind of post-apocalyptic thing with maybe some stuff from the isometric games.
Yeah, yeah.
But as they've shifted to 3D, they've become more and more, I don't want to say ridiculous, but they've become more and more stylized and accepting of what they are, which is kind of what this movie did with the Mad Max movies in and of themselves.
I'll definitely agree with you there. The early Fallout games are very much like kind of the Wild West. You're going out and exploring the wasteland. It's taking place in the desert pretty much, and it's 200 years after the apocalypse. So
yeah, they're more grounded, I would say.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because they don't have, and I mean, part of it's the technology. They don't have like the radio that you hear people talking about in Fallout 4, and a lot of the like crazy built up architecture.
Yeah,
and
I think,
everything.
I think that's kind of indicative of the setting of where those games take place in comparison with those later ones. Of this is Australia,
right?
There's a lot of empty land in there. There's not a lot of stuff, but if you have a post-apocalyptic stuff in a built-up metropolitan area like Boston or DC or London, you're going to have obviously a much different setting.
But those games adapt, like Auntie's, the place where she lives, like that looks straight out of Fallout 4.
Okay, no, yeah.
I think I'm just saying it's interesting that both series have kind of followed more of a progression towards the more ramshackle.
Yeah, okay. I really enjoy this Master of Ceremonies trading guy.
Yeah.
He's charismatic for sure. I like him a lot. This is how I envisioned like my playground jungle gym when I was in school.
Yeah, definitely. Apparently from his staff, he's also a big Red Wings fan.
Yeah.
I didn't notice he had the long hair.
Yeah.
I watched it.
And the built-in shoulder pads. Otherwise, he just has a hideous double hunch.
Right.
Yeah. I do like the ring girls walking around showing off the weapons while he's doing this, in the background.
So this was a proposed event for American Gladiators, but it was cut because of timing and was only available in Australia.
Did they have American Gladiators in Australia, or was that Australian Gladiators in
I
Australia?
think just called them Gladiators.
Oh, that's less interesting.
Yeah.
They should have called them Australian American Gladiators. Or American Gladiators Down Under.
AUS, USA Gladiators.
That time's here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But definitely Thunderdome is probably like the biggest takeaway from this entire movie as far as like the culture goes. Like there was a joke, an ongoing joke in MST3K where they were like, can't we just get beyond Thunderdome for like a good number of episodes?
Nice. In a completely personal reference, Ryan and I laughed for probably, we're still laughing, and it's been over a year at least that we played with a guy on PlayStation whose name was in all capitals Thunderdome.
Yeah, with no N.
With no N.
So that's been a thing. Beyond Thunderdome. He was terrible.
And to this day, we have no idea whether or not he just spelled it wrong.
Right.
But
or was being sarcastically funny.
Right. Regardless, it stuck with us.
So Thunderdome, if you're listening to this podcast, write us now.
Yeah.
Let's connect.
I like the crowd participation that takes part in this.
Also, they went out to slave labor to go watch Thunderdome.
Yeah.
So someone was watching their kid bouncing around in a doorway like an infant and was like, you know what would make this better? Chainsaws.
Yeah.
And glaives.
Right.
I like that statement of, I know you won't break the rules because there are any.
Yeah, he just has a bunch of great little lines. Like earlier when Max was like, hey, those camels are mine. He was like, these are the vehicle that drove Detroit. Stint broke.
Yeah.
This is just... This is bad.
Roger Ebert gave this scene in particular, like, this is one of the greatest action scenes in movies thus far.
Roger Ebert and I disagreed on a great many things over the years.
Apparently so.
It seems like because they get lofted into the air like this, at some point it would just end with the two of them like hanging about 4 feet away from each other.
Right.
Just like waving ineffectually.
Yeah. Also, this really seems to eliminate Blaster's main strengths.
Right.
Yeah.
Size and momentum.
Well, they have to make it quote unquote fair.
Right.
Everyone also gets regulation Thunderdome pants.
Yeah,
I see that.
Well, he is Australian. He threw him. He came back. I mean, I don't know what you were expecting. So when it comes up here, when Blaster goes down, and again, Max, I'm assuming you know all things about this movie.
Yes,
probably. When they show the that he's got the young face coming up here, it looks like that's not the face of the guy that owns the body. It looks like they shot it to have someone with a young face who is not huge be the face of Blaster.
I think it is actually like that is the actor.
Is it? Okay. Because just from the angle of his neck, it looks very unnatural, but I don't know.
There's a crazy Mad Max theory that I have, but I have not researched enough to present the data as of yet. Because okay. So in the very first Mad Max, there's a large mentally handicapped guy who looks a lot like Blaster. I haven't done the internet digging or enough to figure out if it is the same.
You're
actor.
welcome for that sneeze.
Yep. But
ow,
that cannot.
I like how Auntie looks like. Tina Turner does a great job in this role.
Oh yeah, you can tell she's having fun.
She's having fun. She honestly sold that she looked worried there that, oh crap, this guy might not actually do it.
Oh well, that sucks. That's the Thunderdome equivalent of a NASCAR wheel just careening into the bleachers.
Yeah.
So this goes from like Peter Pan to like Peter Pantera.
That is a terrible joke.
I think it goes the other way around. Peter Pantera to Peter Pan. But
also, when Blaster runs away right there with his arms at his sides, he looks ridiculous.
Yep. I like how he laughs here. You pick up a lot of neat little things if you watch this movie with subtitles, because there's a lot of just things that aren't very pronounced in the dialogue, but they're there.
So I forgot to mention a moment ago. So when they're leaping around and just rubber banding all over the place, it's subtle, but you hear like Ultraman transformation sound effects while they're jumping around. And I confirmed that before making that comment.
Yeah,
Did you?
Yeah, I came over.
I pulled up some
earlier
Ultraman
and
videos.
Ryan
Like,
was
yep,
watching
sounds real
Ultraman.
similar.
You know, it's a subtle thing, but I like that they kept the continuity of the blood being on that blade.
It wasn't there first, but
Well, when he stabs the guy.
The guy in the crowd.
yeah. But I know. Okay, yeah. We're going straight up Looney Tunes now.
Yeah.
We got the big mallet.
Bonk.
All we need now is one of those round black bombs with the fuse.
Right. The bowling ball candle.
Ow.
Yep. Ooh.
Get that
That
whistle.
hammer's got to weigh a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did no one notice this before?
Whistles are very rare.
Yeah, especially in the apocalypse. What use has a whistle?
Yeah.
Signals? I don't know.
No signals. Yeah.
Sure, I'll give you signals.
Bong. Really ringing his bell.
She is taken aback by the ferocity of that blow,
Yeah.
and he is way too excited.
Yeah.
She's just
Yeah,
excited
Krang
because
is
there was
pumped.
Yeah.
some chainmail in that helmet, and she's hoping she can get it.
Yeah.
Right. Aw.
Yeah, I think this is like a great just show of his morality.
Blaster's
In
just
this-
adorable.
And here we see like the first. That's like the first music cue of like how the soundtrack dramatically changes. And he teleports apparently.
Right, now here come the full sentences that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. There are a lot of these slow zooming in shots in this movie.
Yeah. She's a good resting bitch face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true statement. Oh no. See, like right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like that body belongs to that head.
Okay. I never really noticed it that much.
And right here, it's obscured completely. That's my theory, Max, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Now, since
Don't
they
get
just
mad about it.
openly murdered him in front of everybody, are they using that on the guys that he didn't?
That he doesn't get to leave because
Right.
he lost the fight.
Okay,
right?
that's what I was
Yeah.
making. I'm assuming that's what they're going off
Yeah.
of. But even then, there's like, it's kind of outside interference because that was really easy. It seems like they could have just, killed Blaster a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was an instance in which one of them had to die. So you can think of Iron Bar as the referee who will deliver the killing blow, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like here she faces insurrection, pretty much.
Now, does the Thunderdome look far bigger in this scene than it does during the panning sequences to you?
Yes, because you can't really see the surrounding because of how the lights are. You can't see the surrounding buildings on the outside. So I would not be surprised if this is in a soundstage somewhere.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So they've got a lot of rhyming idioms in this movie.
Yeah. Is there a printed copy of the Bartertown Bill of Rights that we can have?
Oh, yeah, it's The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But the crowd just shouting out like orders is the equivalent of Twitter.
Yeah.
Right. This wheel is the most well-oiled piece of machinery in this whole movie. It spins for like 17 hours.
Yep. Constant supply of WD-40. Also, if you look closely in a lot of the guards' uniform, there's a lot of like automobile memorabilia
Automobilia.
that you start to see like the fetishistic quality that it has in future films.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Did one of those say coffee grounds? Because I want to know how that one turns out.
Yeah, we got to figure out what's on that wheel.
Oh, I can tell you.
Okay.
Underworld, amputation, life imprisonment, forfeiture of goods, gulag, acquittal,
Coffee ground.
Auntie's choice, hard labor is one of them as well.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Oh, and death.
Oh, spin again. Yep.
Death.
Gulag.
So I'm curious as to what the difference between hard labor, gulag, and life imprisonment are. Seems like that's a lot of prison architecture.
Redundancies.
Yeah, they have a lot of prison architecture here at Bartertown.
Yep. Hey, it's that quarry from Gamer.
Yeah.
I imagine life imprisonment would probably just be like one of those gibbet cages, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
We were making way too much sense of this movie, I think.
Right. Yeah. For whatever reason, this cracks me up.
Yep.
Yeah. This big paper mache head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that one. There's this TV show in the UK called
That
Frank.
scene.
Yeah.
They must have just tons and tons of horses that they can just afford to gulag whomever.
Yep. Right. This horse is never coming back. Bye.
That's a lot of expended effort to just get rid of like that.
Yeah.
Or there's very few criminals.
Yeah. Well, there's enough criminals that they have to come up with a rhyme for those who break deals.
That's how I greet my repairmen too.
Yeah.
Nice peck on the cheek.
Get fixed, Felix.
Yeah.
I can fix it.
The implications of this scene are just horrifying.
Yeah, this is brutal.
Well, pigs are disgusting.
Yeah.
That and he's really small, so, you know.
Yeah. He's like eye level with all these beasts.
Yeah.
Just being trampled and
eventually eaten.
Yep. What's blood got to do with it?
I'm glad to see that she has some differences in her chainmail.
Right, different
attire.
chainmail.
Yeah. It's her evening wear.
Yeah.
Or is it the same like sheet of chainmail and she just puts different skeletal structure below it every time?
Probably
like
not.
different scaffolding.
I'd almost think it'd be the opposite.
Right.
Because she has shoulder pads there.
But they're not like the multi-layered ones. but-
Yeah.
Okay, monkey we haven't seen before other than that one scene. You go find Max and bring him this water.
Well, that's the monkey from the back of Max's
Oh, yeah.
Max's caravan.
Did he have a monkey in the other movies?
No, he's a
No.
dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The dog doesn't make it through the second one though.
No, the dog is not.
Yeah.
It is a heartbreaking scene in that movie.
It's sad.
Apu, find him.
Abu, you mean?
Oh yeah, Abu. Sorry, brought the Simpsons.
That's not
into this.
that's like
Didn't mean
that's
to.
not an Indian sales clerk, store clerk.
Yeah. It's gonna be hot in that helmet.
Yeah, holy
Yep.
Christ. Like this is just. I don't know how to respond to this scene.
Don't send me to the glue factory. I can keep going.
You don't need things to stick together.
I'm just gonna have a little lie down.
Poor horse. Max, you're fine.
Yeah, he's okay.
That's a very bright white screen.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Now featuring Monkey Butt.
Yeah.
So I wonder how many times that monkey took a dump on that water canteen during this journey.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, time to tauntaun it and protect myself from the elements.
Yep.
Ugh.
Tauntaun like the beast from Star Wars, not like the Japanese guy with the saxophone. Just saying.
We got it the first time, Ryan.
How is there always quicksand?
Right.
It's a huge risk in the future.
You forgot the head.
Yeah. They'll never recognize him now that he doesn't have his...
Gee, monkey, God.
Shock the monkey. I could not
pal.
get the rights for that song, unfortunately.
It's just filled with IOUs.
IOUs
Dumb and Dumber reference.
Yeah.
It's a good monkey. It's the monkey's pee bottle.
Yep.
Road trips.
Now to just eat this monkey.
Right.
That had to be a miserable scene to walk through and actually film right here.
Right.
Like, he had to take 5 or 6 showers to get all the sand off of him after this.
Yep. I mean, you know what gets out sand? More sand.
Yeah.
Oh.
So are we watching Mad Max or are we watching Dune?
Dune Max.
Oh.
You just crushed the monkey.
Yeah.
And some cocoa butter.
Hey, at least Butterpound was nice enough to wrap up his knee.
Right.
That's true, yeah. Oof.
This...
Also, him collapsing on the ground right there is the equivalent, is what happened to me after I watched Gamer twice in 24 hours.
That sounds right.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad you're still here with us after that. That's a rough 24 hours.
Well, we'll see how you fare after this. This is going to be your second time 24 hours with this movie.
That light is just so obviously artificial to me. It kind of bothers me in this shot.
It's the 80s. There are a lot of backlighting going on.
Yeah, I think the implication there, though, that's supposed to be like the moon or something.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Yeah. No, I'm agreeing with you, Ryan. But it obviously isn't. Because the moon isn't...
dare you agree with me?
the moon isn't 1,000 looms.
Yeah.
Flashlight.
They just have a car parked on the other side of the set. Flip your headlights on.
That actually wouldn't surprise me.
Put your high beams on.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, this movie had a budget of $10 million and grossed $36 million in the U.S. I imagine it's made that much in home video sales.
So since this was in the 80s, do you value it in U.S. dollars or just in cocaine? Like how much cocaine is that worth?
I don't know. I don't know what the going price was back then. I'm sure if we had some older listeners, they probably could tell us.
That's a bad password.
Yeah.
Like I would know the password if I stubbed my toe on something.
Yeah.
That's a Dilophosaurus.
Yep. So now we are entering full-on Peter Pan territory.
Right.
Yeah, this is such a weird turn for this movie.
Yeah.
It's very refreshing, though, as you're seeing green. You haven't seen any real color
Yeah,
in this movie.
it's just been very rust-colored.
Yep.
They have a volleyball net.
In the water, yeah.
Yeah. Just play water volleyball all the time.
Yes, that's where we are. No, it's not, but still.
She's like, kid, don't run with that. And just stabs himself as he's running.
Just
A spear
Tucker and Dale's himself.
Yeah.
Is it your English teacher? Because damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need a lot of that. And some chapstick.
The kid's face is oddly skeptical of this.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
It's random computer stuff.
Yep. He must be he's the Donatello of the group.
So,
Yeah.
it's Donatello of the group, yes. So, weird, but all of these people are all tanned, but nobody at Bartertown, well, not nobody, but there are a lot of people who are just pasty white dudes. in
Well, they lived in
Bartertown.
caves. You guys already yelled at me about that.
Right.
That's a terrible sale.
Yeah.
Those children should be ashamed of them.
How did he get frozen on his way here?
Yeah. He's a White Walker now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Or the Thing.
Walker. There you go.
Yeah.
He is a White Walker. I actually really enjoy the way these people talk. I mean, as out of place as all this is with the movie,
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool the way they speak.
So it took me a long time to realize. So Delta Fox X-ray, three letters. That's DX or DFX.
Yep.
So that's I think supposed to be a airport code,
It should be, yeah.
but DFX is not a registered
Okay.
airport code currently. Kind of like YYZ or YYZ is the airport code for Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
Got to use that IP. Got to use that licensing.
This is just weird.
Yeah. But like the idea that these children, they don't know, like they're too young to have known any better.
I think
So they
the
have
implication is a couple of them were originally on the plane.
Yeah, but the really small ones have all these weird relics of this world that they have. Like, is so far
It's
gone.
just before
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, because as we can see from some of the other characters, they are reproducing.
Yeah.
Like starfish, it just break part off and a new.
Yep,
one
and then a
grows.
new one grows.
Ow. That side of his face looks like that would hurt so bad.
Oh my God, a Jew!
Jeez.
Wow, Ryan, you went there.
Yeah. Ow.
On his
God.
bad leg.
Yeah, well,
too.
that leg is done for.
Oh. As someone who's had many significant knee injuries, that scene always makes me cringe.
Yeah, that's brutal.
You're rocking that Peter Pan thing way too hard.
Did you guys all know you're upside down?
This is what you get when you have a society of children
Yeah, it's just-
without any parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Just repeating things back at you.
This would be probably like the most disorienting thing you
Yeah.
could possibly wake
Yeah.
up
Oh my God, so many children.
in this weird green watery place.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
After you just passed out in a desert.
Yep. Am
Yeah.
I in hell?
I mean, I've passed out in deserts before, but this is not the same.
So is that guy like the painted guy?
Yeah.
Like a proto war boy.
I was thinking that. Maybe? I don't know.
This is Rufio.
We can't talk. Yeah. This is the Rufio of the group. High tension.
Yeah.
Do you know where this particular area was filmed, Max?
Yes, but not off the top of my head.
I
can
I
find
think
it on
it's cool. I mean,
Wikipedia.
it's not a set. Like, this is a
No,
place.
this is a
Yeah.
place. Yeah. Yeah, someplace in Australia. I really like the design of like their hair, how it's all like matted and crazy and
Yeah.
The one who said I think he be testing us kind of looks like Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
oh yeah, that guy. Like the way too much being in a Peter Pan guy.
This is so sad and really interesting at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like their television screen they use.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like I have memory of there was a face in a box,
Right.
Yeah.
and like the sticks is clapping. I like how their speech. It's like you can tell there's obviously like you don't know proper English, but you can still understand what they're saying.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, there's a. I mean, obviously they don't go into it, but there are linguistics to what they're saying.
Right.
There's a syntax and a code for everything that they're actually saying.
Yeah.
Right, broken and weird, but still obviously familiar.
Is this the story of America's immediate future?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Your question has been answered.
Yes.
This is also a kind of terrifying idea too, that a guy just grabs a plane full of all the people he knows and just takes off, not knowing where he's going to land.
Yeah,
because of nuclear war happening.
I believe this is referred to as like a cargo cult. Of
Okay.
like when people just like a plane full of people just disappeared, and they're survivors or something, and they just kind of like made up their own society.
Yeah, right. But if their stories be true, the apocalypse began happening, and this Captain Walker gathered up, whether it was families or children or whoever that were in the area, and just took off.
Yeah.
To try to escape it.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought of it like that way. I thought it was more of like he got into like a storm and crashed after this had happened. I don't know though. So this is so jarring, like the red and the blue,
Right.
like
Yeah.
in the
Palette
greens
wise,
and, yeah,
Yeah.
that it's like this alien device,
Mm-hmm.
and it's plastic.
Yeah.
I like that shot of the pupil.
Yep.
My first Viewmaster experience was with a bunch of Ghostbusters slides from the cartoon. I enjoyed it very much. She kind of looks like Princess Mononoke a couple times.
A little
through
bit,
here.
yeah, with
Yeah.
the headdress. I like how you can see like the marks get more and more like worn out.
Yeah.
The more I think about like what exactly had happened, I think it might have been like their plane crashed or whatever. Middle of the outback, who knows where. They had to find somewhere to live. The monkey has a little painting too.
I didn't notice that before.
Yeah, I haven't either, and I've seen this movie like 20 times. And so, no radio, whatever. Middle of the outback, find a place to live. Wait, we'll come back for you. The world wasn't in a position to send out a search party for a plane and do 24/7 coverage on CNN like other planes. Yeah, I'm
So,
not
I mean,
qualified
this
for
is-
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out. Okay, bye. Do any of the other movies give any sort of credence to a whole, like, I don't know, a fate thing like this? I mean, that's clearly him painted up on the wall, or like premonitions or any of that. Or is that exclusive to this in this?
No,
series?
I mean, the only really like deeper meaning I can think of this entire scene is in the very first movie. He has a kid who gets killed, like as an infant.
I think they painted that after they found him.
Yeah,
That's how I took it.
because they were like, "Look at us uncovering with our bamboo
Okay.
Yeah.
uncovering thing."
Well, gotcha.
Yeah, because over the last two movies, there's been a whole thing of Max trying to survive and kind of getting broken
Yeah.
while trying to help other people. And this is supposed to kind of be like him being put in that position again when he's really with people who can't fend for themselves because of how young they are. And I like how there's a bunch of just little like aircraft memorabilia all over the place.
Yeah.
Like all the belt buckles and the seats. But I don't know. Like this entire sequence is like super, super jarring from everything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say
series
it's
has
like,
done.
wait,
It's
what
like,
movie is this now?
Yeah, it's a completely different. Like this itself could have been a movie on its own.
He looks like the Leave Britney Alone guy from the internet video.
Yeah. But that being said, like the entire little set of their primitive, camp or whatever, I like it's very well done, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
It's also something that I took away from watching this and thinking about it more is that it's very interesting to see a group of people living in what is effectively paradise here, but not knowing any better.
Yeah.
Because anybody else on the outside, if they found that place, would have been
like, great, we're going to live here now.
We're going to live here forever.
Right.
And these kids have no clue of what's happened on the outside.
Right.
Yeah. They just know there's desert around and there are things called cities.
Yep, exactly.
It's sort of like, it's completely the opposite of the previous movie and most other post-apocalyptic stories when you're in a settlement and wanting to go to, the green place.
Right, yeah. Yep.
How in the hell did he climb on top of that?
That's impressive
fin?
as all get out, man.
Ooh, that's got to go right between the cheeks.
Oh, no. His taint is taking it hard right there.
Yep. All right, so about an hour ago, because we're an hour into this movie, we said we're not going to get into Mad Max minutia, but we've clearly failed on that.
Mine's usually going out of my ass, but, whatever.
Yeah, likewise. Just like, yeah, I'm not qualified for this. I'm going back to my
Yeah.
You just look. He's just like these kids just are so have
They're
no
out of it.
idea. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to go back to the apocalypse now.
Yep. It's easier out there.
Yeah.
They speak English. They speak proper English out there for the most part. But I think the music for this last 40 minutes does a very good job of enforcing like how sad everything is.
Yeah,
And
I'd
just-
agree with that.
So really this is just like economy class, right? Now, throw them out on the wing. Let's go.
Yep.
Throw 'em out there. End scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Max has got to be like, man, this is great. I'm cool with this place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus everybody's still hanging out at that stupid plane. I got the place to myself.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about water anymore here.
Mm-hmm.
Or watermelons.
And apparently there's fish in the river because that's what that net was in there. Their volleyball net. It's a fish catching net.
Oh, okay. Being
Fish-
from Hawaii, I'm sure those are common out there.
Fish that play volleyball.
You can see them. Yeah. Is that a pear over there by the incense?
It looks that
Yeah, it
way.
looks like it. Or
also
some
Looks
something.
like he's ready to roast that monkey about now.
Yeah.
He owes the monkey a life debt
Yeah. He does owe the monkey a life debt.
That's accurate.
and a shoe debt.
It's jerkin time?
Yep.
That's a very different version of the Fantastic Four.
Oh, jeez.
Oh. That's the Alex Braun porn parody. The
like-
cleanest leather pants the post-apocalyptic has ever seen.
No kidding.
And the monkey just going crazy over there.
Yeah, I'm okay. Mr. Dead is a great when
Yeah.
you talk about death.
Yeah, it is.
Sleep spit.
Yeah.
I mean, Parker doesn't seem that bad.
For these kids, though,
Yeah, yeah,
Think of all the shit shoveling they do.
yeah.
O.J. Simpson to save the day.
Yeah, I do like that phrase of whoever's got the juice. Like,
Yeah.
it's a cool way to say it.
Relax, don't do it. When you wanna go through it. Relax.
Mad Max. Don't do it.
Oh, dang it, Ryan.
Aha!
+1.
Yep.
Or is it?
Took my joke and made it better. This is my boomstick.
Yeah. I'd imagine that's what it would be like if someone shot a gun around you for the first time ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody stops and freezes during the
Yep.
headlights.
I love this line coming up. I'm not Captain Walker. I'm the guy who keep Mr. Dead in his pocket.
Yeah.
That's what Mad Mel is thankful for this Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Keep on tracking. Loincloths are us. Very happy about this movie.
Yep.
Yep.
Loincloths and random belts.
Mm-hmm.
With accents by Delta Airlines. That watermelon actually exploded, so...
Is it? Yeah.
And thus begins the comedy of Gallagher.
Yeah.
I gotta hand it to her. I mean, Savannah is like, we're going.
Yeah. Just all F you, stranger. We out, dog.
Yeah. There's a lot of the seeds of Furiosa
Well,
in her.
what
A
would
little
Ray
bit.
Rice do? Yep.
Oh, don't make that joke. The thing here is like he's trying to save the rest of everybody too, because if those guys show up in Bartertown and are like, hey, we're weird kids who live in a place that has a river and plants,
Yeah.
they'll be like,
they're all doomed.
yeah.
Doomed.
Doom. Go
Thank
home
you
now.
for finishing that. Like, here's a pencil. Pencil as the gag.
Yeah.
Not a very good gag, as pencils are easy to bite through. So I've been told.
Unless it's bamboo.
Do they make bamboo pencils?
I don't know if it's actually a pencil or just a piece of bamboo sharpened to look like a pencil.
Let's ask the monkey. Monkey, tell us about that pencil. Back to the rust-colored stuff.
Yep.
And
Leave monkey alone.
the war boy shows up.
Yep.
Witness me.
Obviously, he was asleep, so he couldn't.
Yeah.
They're in the nothing.
So
This-
Mel Gibson is 29 when this movie was filmed or came out, and he doesn't age for like the next 15 years.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, no. It's interesting that he's 29 in this. I was going to ask you that because they do a pretty good job of making him look pretty, like, not old,
Grizzled.
but
Yeah.
grizzled in this. Yeah.
So getting into the nitty gritty of it, Road Warrior is supposed to take place 5 years after the first Mad Max, and it's supposed to be 10 years later. So 15 years. He's supposed to be like in his mid-late 30s, and imagine you don't age well in the grim future of apocalyptic Australia.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Mr. Fantastic gray sideburns.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's kind of what it is.
He's not into drone music.
Yeah.
At first, right immediately, I thought it was just going to be the one canteen. I was like, wow, they don't think he can carry much. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
There's one giant one.
The unbreaking stare forward.
Yep.
That guy's sack showing.
That's not the first time I've wondered that in this viewing of it.
I think that's something George Miller really wouldn't care too much about either. He just
Oh, I'm
No.
sure.
let it
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
No.
Does that guy have an ass tattoo? Sorry, noticing all sorts of ass and like groin-related stuff right now. And we'll miss you most of all, Porkins.
Yeah.
Our food consumption just went down dramatically.
You guys could be like, why do I have to carry all of the sticks?
All of the spears.
Yeah.
But no, this is a good scene because it's like they just are saying goodbye to 3 people who they will expect to never see again.
Yeah.
Combined with the other like 5 or 6 people that go.
Right.
And I think the music very much like enforces that mentality. And also, this movie loves dissolves.
Yeah, it really does.
2 dissolves in the last like 15 seconds.
Right.
But here's like you have a repurposed guitar case as a quiver or violin case or something like that. So that was like kind of like I was saying earlier of that you're at that stage of the apocalypse where you're reusing materials for other purposes.
Yeah.
Like crucified teddy bear.
All right.
Yeah.
Teddy Christ.
That scene, yeah, he holds his own, and yet it cuts over here, and Max has him on his shoulders. Like, he just can't...
What was that you were saying, Walker? Shut up.
Yeah.
It's like a silhouette of Russian dolls on the far right.
So much dissolves.
Now, do you think this walking sequence is supposed to be juxtaposed with Master Blaster from earlier in the movie?
I never thought about that, but maybe. I thought it was supposed to be like him softening up.
I get your point, James. That
yeah,
might be intentional.
You make a good point, though.
That is the, hey, come murder us and steal all of our supplies.
Yeah, like, here we are,
Beacon.
please kill us.
Yeah. Someone saw a horse.
And a giant head.
Yeah. Hey, kid, don't come back without my horse.
So, yeah, someone thought that they thought that giant plaster head was Captain Walker also.
Yep. Something I noticed just in this watching is this is the same like sand dune from when the horse got eaten up. Like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
whee. Also, that kid with the limp got eaten up as well, I believe.
They also took his monkey.
I know. That monkey's a traitor.
Now, it is George Miller.
Yeah.
So, he kind of would do things that other people wouldn't necessarily do right away.
Like killing a kid with
Like
quicksand?
killing a kid with quicksand. Like
Yeah.
I can't think of many other 80s movies off the top of my head in which a child actually is killed
Right.
in the movie.
By quicksand or otherwise. Yeah.
By quicksand.
That's a good point.
And
That's a good
not
point.
only is he killed, he dies on screen.
Yeah, you see him
effectively.
go down.
You see
Right,
him
you
go
don't
down.
just hear it described from some of the other characters later
Right.
on. It's shown.
Yeah, I mean, even in the 90s, that was something they just didn't do. You didn't kill kids in movies.
Yeah, you could threaten them.
Right.
You could have them be in dangerous situations, but they would often always get out.
Yeah, it wasn't
I
cool
mean-
to the Hunger Games.
So this is the only Mad Max that's PG-13. So, I mean, obviously it's got a lighter tone. There's not a lot of gratuitous death in it.
Really, Fury Road isn't PG-13?
Really? No,
It's R.
Fury Roads are.
Oh, R. Okay, I was gonna say. I thought you were saying everything went the other way.
No. This is the one that isn't rated R.
Okay, all right. I completely misunderstood.
James,
where you
you
were going
beautiful fool.
with that. Yeah.
I might have actually said I might have said Fury Road. Actually, come to think of it, but
No. You said this was the only one that was PG-13.
Okay,
I thought the
okay.
reference was that this was like the most violent of all.
oh
of
no,
them, and
no.
that was
The
what was
first one is
surprising.
probably the most violent. A man gets burned alive in that movie.
They do rip Emote Joe's mask off and lower jaw.
It happens so quickly you don't see the jaw come up. But anyways. So they talk about the radio guys. The radio guy is no longer here. Like the guy with the spinny disc, because they have that later. And so I'm assuming he also died at some point during this walk. So I can imagine like you saw 2 kids get eaten up, or maybe even having the scene where the kids fall into the sand and the one immediately goes down.
Yeah.
But I can imagine that would having to be cut to keep the rating of killing 2 kids.
I could see that.
But
More jerking time.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
black on black on black.
Yeah. Oh.
Tiny little man.
In his tiny little cage.
If you can hear that, that is Dubs.
Yep.
He wants to help talk about movies.
The internet knows of Dubs. There's a picture of him pondering over the cats and
That's right.
Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
He looks at those pigs way too. Yeah. Like the kid is.
This is a very weird exchange.
Is appropriately suspicious.
Right. Of the giggling stranger who's fondling pigs.
I like how Max shows up and is like, hey, remember we were friends for like 45 seconds?
Yeah.
Yep.
Help me do this thing.
Right. I like this different version of arm wrestling.
Yeah, the pulley system.
Yeah.
This seems like it'd be a lot of fun to do, but far more painful when you finally give out.
Right.
I think it's more like you just lurch up.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be one of 2 ways. Either your fingers are going to give.
Oh, yeah.
Or your arm strength is going to go and you're going to get jacked
Yeah.
completely up.
Right.
I think there was like a thing of spikes over them, too. It's like when
wouldn't surprise
your
me.
hand went into the spikes. I don't know.
Rufio.
Rufio.
How do you, whatever. I guess there aren't a lot of firing ranges in the apocalypse, but that
Nope.
Yeah.
was worse than Stormtrooper aim.
Just butts.
Yeah.
This ain't so bad down here anymore. This is how I feel like when I go to the store on Black Friday. Just, everything, get out of the way,
You
pigs.
get hit with the face with a shovel?
Yeah.
That too.
You could. It's amazing me how much less intimidating he looks without his helmet on.
Yeah, yeah. Just a regular little dude. Jim Cotta.
That's pretty great, actually.
Now every time I look in a grate, that's all I'm going to think about.
Fist coming out of it.
Yeah. Ooh.
Phew.
You know, maybe that's why he's such bad aim, is that he's just shooting other people that have a head poking out like 4 feet above their own
I
head.
guess so.
Mm-hmm.
So when this pipe comes down, the noise that Iron Bar makes,
Yeah, his scream.
he sounds like Dee Snider from Twisted Sister.
And he makes that noise several times throughout the movie.
Here it comes. Dee Snider
Pig
time,
killer,
folks.
you make no sense.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna shoot you.
Right.
Yeah, Angry Adams is. Now we go back to this cheery music theme. But Angry Adams, I don't know. He was an okay, like the number 2 with a weird quirk as far as Mad Max movies goes.
Yeah.
Not the. He probably is the worst though, of the 4 films.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is happening with the music right now? I don't know. There's like a xylophone in it. That's weird.
They really, really, really wanted a score, but they only had $10 million.
Yeah, well, the other ones have a score by Brian May, not the Queen Brian May. But
I can tell you for free that you don't put a xylophone in a Mad Max movie.
and you've only seen 2 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
Now, the armor with these guys, you can really tell the ridiculousness of the armor as it becomes more and more like apparent that there is even more hodgepodge. Like the back armor on that guy.
Oh no, the back armor on the guy isn't. It's the like the floor roller for mechanics.
Right.
He's the mechanic guy.
Oh,
so he
okay.
has like that the little rolly thing strapped to his back.
Okay.
Which I love.
I never
Right.
picked up on that.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool, actually.
Look, we've learned that all chainsaws run out of gas in Bartertown.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're powered on gas. as opposed
Yeah.
to fuel.
I missed a chance during the Thunderdome scene to make an erectile dysfunction joke when his chainsaw stopped working.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So think back to that, think of something funny, and then say, I made it up.
Okay. Good. That's what Twitter's for. Follow us on Twitter at GBBV Podcast. I'm surprised he just flippered the bird. Or
Yeah.
Throw more shit at her.
This is just a huge middle finger to Blaster right now. He hates these noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ow. Whoops.
Yeah, great job.
Friendly fire.
Fate worse than
Oh.
death.
Oh, no.
Because it's not like you can get it washed off in this world.
No.
I don't think you can get it washed off in our world.
Right.
No.
You just have to buy new skin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, the hips on that little man. That tiny dude is all hips.
You know this movie needs a train truck.
Yeah.
Train. Train fast, train furious.
We'll
I
get to those soon enough.
yeah. I do love the train truck though.
Yeah, it's cool, definitely.
It's a really cool set.
Yeah, I don't get why it was connected, why it was their power plant, but
Yeah. I mean, not worrying about that. It just looks cool.
yeah.
And Max destroys Bartertown.
Yep.
Pigs. Jailbreak.
Got some Pink Floyd playing through my
Hey,
head
if-
right now.
Yeah. If the place catches on fire, free bacon.
Oh.
That's
And you have a
awful.
pudding.
Actually, I don't know if you could show that scene in today's rating system. I mean, I think there are more special rules around feces than there were before.
Really?
Yeah.
Sale.
Yeah.
Chase now. Pay later.
Krang sad.
There's the water guy.
Culligan?
Yep.
Culligan's back?
Culligan goes.
The return of Culligan.
They did a great job on the costumes for the guards. Most of them have like faux mohawks, but like that chick right there, that is a mohawk on a
Yes,
on a
it
woman.
is.
Most of the men, it's just some fake thing on their bald head.
Right. We have Kevin Costner. Is that good enough?
Not enough water for Kevin Costner.
Right.
Oh
Ah,
gosh, don't please. Don't
I
say we're
like
gonna do-
that
we're
joke.
gonna do Waterworld.
I'm jealous you made that joke.
Or male.
Does
Or
Auntie just
Tatungas.
have
What?
Or Tatungas.
Tatung- Yes.
like this? This is one of those shots. Like this is a huge sweeping landscape, and I don't know. It just looks cool to me.
This gets to what people expect from Mad Max.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Crazy car actions. Because the Aussies are probably one of the few people who love cars more than Americans. Or just as much.
An hour and 15 minutes in, the Mad Max movie begins.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta hand it to George Miller, though, that he was like, you know what people like in Mad Max movies? Car chases.
Right.
I'm just gonna make a whole movie that's a car chase.
Yeah, the opening 45 minutes of Fury Road is just like
Voila.
But no, what's the plan? There ain't no plan. I imagine that was
I
how
like
like
this
the first
gag.
half was of this movie.
They keep circulating the same
Yeah.
gadgets,
The same deviled egg.
the same deviled egg. Yeah. This is also how everyone feels
Demon
in the
box.
morning. This young female character reminds me of Newt from Aliens.
She does, yeah. A little bit older,
Yeah,
a little less psychologically damaged.
right.
That's obviously a different
Oh.
record now because it is much cleaner looking.
Yeah.
Just smacks one of the kids and comes back out. No touching. There's a great scene with a record player in Equilibrium, Max, which you need to watch.
It's not on Netflix anymore.
I own it. I'll loan it to you. Wallaboo.
This is another one of those scenes that's amazing. Like, this is a dead language, most likely.
Mostly, yeah. I mean, the Blackfinger, the mechanic guy was singing something in French, I believe. But to them, yeah. But
I mean, given this is what Australia looks like,
yeah.
I wouldn't think
I'm
that
surprised
France
why
survived.
there's a vinyl record of how to speak French.
Yeah.
Also, this was 85, so vinyls were getting phased out at this point.
Bad guys, how did they find us?
I'm amazed that guy kept up.
Iron Bar just like that's his workout routine. Just he takes the pump cart and just goes up and down the track. It's the only explanation for why there's still a non-looted track.
When did they pick up Boy George to help out with this?
That's the proto Warboy.
I know.
Yeah. I also like that they're using a frying pan there, as entangled.
Yeah, yes. You should know this.
I was gonna say we're in TF2 land now, but
Yeah. Who knew?
Yeah, who knew?
the cow car. I love the cow car and the cow attire driver.
That guy came out really easily.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of that. There's
Yeah.
people just being plucked out of their cars.
Get out of your car. Okay.
Okay, bye. Come, a frying pan.
Now that's Max's caravan, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the only Mad Max movie without the Pursuit special.
Right. The drums in this remind me a lot of some of the music from
That's really
Fury Road,
weird. Like, that goofy shot is really out of place to me.
where he comes up with no teeth.
No, well, he hits him with the frying pan,
like,
and then the response is like, I don't know. It's weird.
But I can see what you're saying about the drums.
Yeah.
You say they're like Fury Road?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what they mean by having the wind up your ass.
Yeah.
Okay. It's all coming together.
I love this little sequence coming up right here.
Oh, this is great. This is really
This is
cool.
like what you expect from Mad Max. Just crazy
baller-ass
car-jumping
stunts.
action.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell. Max, you and I were talking about this, but just like the car design is awesome.
Yeah, they're less. Yeah, it's less aesthetically pleasing cars, more just like engines with wheels.
Right.
Yep. Human life matters less in this world than it did earlier.
Yeah, the materials aren't being tested for weathering.
Yeah. That would hurt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good time. He's all move.
I mean, because you started to see some of that kind of design in the previous movies, but it's full on like there's no recognizable cars. In this.
Yeah. No, not at all.
They're just blobs with wheels.
Mm-hmm. Again, that's another scene right there that's kind of out of place at the same point too.
Yeah.
It's just too cartoonish.
I mean, it's very similar to some of the other scenes where the number 2 is very hard to kill. Like they go through a bunch of just like random, passes with death, but they always kind of survive. Like in Road Warrior, there's the number 2 Wes is on the front of the truck, but you don't know it until he pops up. It's very like a ooh.
Yeah, it's more irreverent in this though.
Yeah. It's much lighter.
I wonder if the hood ornament on Tina Turner's car was a Grammy Award. Why did he turn into a tiny statesman all of a sudden?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that guy somewhere, the mechanic, in other movies.
Ryan, that's your line for like half of these movies.
That's accurate.
Quick, give him a wedgie.
Yeah, it looks like exactly what she's doing.
Master looks like he's about to make a trip to Washington to talk to Congress.
Yeah, Mr. Master goes to Washington.
Steal.
Hey,
There's a flag on the play.
yeah. He's like, no, we have to go back for my hat. I look ridiculous without hats.
I like how there's the leg lamp.
Oh yeah,
Fragile. Must be Italian.
Is he catching lobster with that?
Oh.
That was unfortunate for that man.
Now Gerard Butler would have made sure that he hit that.
Yeah. I love. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Got the saw. He's like, I could do this all day.
Yeah.
Like, that was a close call with destiny.
He's shaking hands with danger.
Yeah.
Bum.
Shake Hands with Danger has better music than this movie.
That's accurate. He hit our jam supply.
There's a little bit of Alan Tudyk.
I was
This guy.
literally opening my mouth to make that same comment right then.
Joke or observation stolen.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the pig killer, he's an okay character as far as like he's good to establish like the brutality of Bartertown.
Yeah.
And he does serve a purpose narratively, but the
Yeah.
movie doesn't need him.
Is this like young Arlie Ermy?
Yeah.
That's how all Australian children talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With his blunderbuss. Now, as a very young boy, I thought this idea coming up here of the car as like the entrance to a secret base
That's
was
awesome.
like the coolest thing.
That's great.
Because as a kid, I loved this movie
Okay.
because there were kids in it, and it was like, look at all those crazy cars and forts and whatever. And because we didn't have a copy of Road Warrior growing up, and the original Mad Max was boring.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as a child, the first Mad Max is a very boring movie.
Mm-hmm. I think you can appreciate it like later in life,
Yeah.
because you understand like what it is and what it's trying to do.
Yep.
What it is, what it shall be, what it was. If your child comes running into your bedroom saying we're dead meat and you don't respond,
That's like standard child statements.
Yeah.
He does.
whatever.
So
There you go. He couldn't remember more than one line at a time.
yeah,
so I had
right.
to go
Here's
with that.
cue cards off screen.
All right. One word, cut. Another word, cut.
Yep.
Is that a fake lens flare they added in right there?
I don't know. That would be funny, though.
I don't enjoy this movie enough to rewind it and find out. But yeah, that's even as you were saying there, Ryan. It's got the the zoom in. Like
Yep. There's a lot of those pulling in shots.
Yep.
There's no way this plane is getting off the damn ground with this many people in it.
No.
My son has a piece of PVC pipe in his helmet for some reason.
Yeah. Just in case.
Let's
No,
get rid of
supplies.
all the supplies.
We won't need those at all.
Nope.
What's with the white guy on the horse back there?
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
David Lynch would see this and later use it for Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
The jet engine car is incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
This is the doofiest looking plane I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It is, but that's an actual design of a plane. And that is a great reaction shot from Bruce Spence. Off screen, the Roadrunner is chasing Wile E. Coyote.
Meep,
Or
meep.
being chased by Wile
Beep,
E.
beep.
Coyote.
Beep, beep.
I kind of want a headdress
Hey, what
like
up? I like that he just struts in.
that. Struts in
Yeah.
with his headdress and his frying pan.
So you had a mohawk once that wasn't quite so epic, right?
Yes,
Max?
my mohawk was not that epic, but pretty epic. People on the street would come up to me and admire on it. Mind you, some of them were the homeless of Detroit, but I miss it.
This is a cool scene,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think the ballistics and trajectories of everything adds up. I think this is Hollywood hooey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to hold that against this movie.
No.
Yeah.
I do
There it is, Grammy. Sorry.
Yeah.
I do like the implication that this plane is able to take off with everybody sans max,
Yep. And gear.
including the kid.
Well, I imagine that gear, that kit. I imagine no one on that plane, like the kids, way more than like.
Right, but remember that he swapped places with that other kid.
Yeah. I
so
imagine
it's like
he's
a
much
total.
heavier than the kid is, though.
It's a total of like 100 pounds was keeping them from taking off.
Precision engineered planes, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason the aeronautics industry is not doing well. Sorry, aeronautical engineers, if you're listening to this. This is like this soundtrack right now. It's very John Williams-y, like when the Death Star's about to blow up. Well,
Yeah.
before this crash scene, but
Yeah.
I don't understand why that many cars are flipping. But hey,
Yeah. Everyone just ran right into the wreckage.
yep.
Right.
Because look at that
Because even in the apocalypse, the
apocalypse.
the apocalypse, people still drive like idiots.
It's because no one ever drives.
Right.
Yeah. They at least have a reason in the apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly.
Whee!
So finally, Iron Bar meets his doom, but not before
Caressing his
clearing the hair off of his
love doll.
his love doll's head.
One last time.
Oh, does he flip off?
Yeah.
Yep. A
That's funny.
little more irreverence at the last moment for that
Yeah.
character.
Yep. How many barrels are on that gun?
Not
5.
enough.
Yeah.
That man probably does a backflip when he pulls the trigger on that gun.
Yeah.
Needs to get a replacement. That's
Yeah.
why they wear shoulder pads.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's all making sense.
So they don't blow their shoulders off.
Yep.
Tina Turner's lines are just like A+ on the spot.
Mm.
Like her delivery is.
Yeah, she
It's
does a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this pre-Bodyguard, this movie?
Yes.
Right. That's a
That
sweet
was a
looking vehicle.
baseless statement that I just made, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Jet engines are incredibly difficult to keep running.
Yep.
But that's okay.
But in
It's her car.
In the future, what else do you have to do?
Yeah. It's her car, so they keep it running.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
This sucks.
yeah.
Now, is this wall like desert sandstorm thing like a staple of Miller movies, or
No,
'cause
I
this was
think
in
it's-
Fury Road?
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Fury Road is there's a bunch of little itty bitty callbacks to other movies
I
just from
figured as
visual
much.
cues. Like
Mhm.
the sandstorm is one. The little child grabbing away the hair clippings is another. Various numerous little itty bitty things that no one wants to hear about. But
I want to hear about them.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you about them afterwards.
Wow, Bodyguard came 7 years after this movie.
Wow. I would not have guessed that it came that long after this movie.
Yeah, this movie...
I would. This is 85. That's, what, 92 then?
yeah, Beyond Thunderdome was made a year after I was born.
You know,
okay, that makes sense, yeah.
I forgot about this flying sequence here at the end when they're showing
it is
like the relics of
depressing
the
as
old
hell.
world. Oh, yeah.
And it kind of establishes the world that Fury Road has because, this is Sydney, obviously, and there's no water.
There's no
under
water.
that bridge.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of sand up around all the buildings.
And, like, he would be old enough to know
Like,
what...
yeah, the look in his face
Right.
where he's like, wait, this wasn't like this
Yeah.
20-some years ago. Like, you see now, like, the piles of sand,
Yep.
which yeah, they, like, even, like, in that opening shot, when they were zooming into the caravan, it looks like, at first, roads, but then it's rivers, so, like, all the rivers are gone, and that's doesn't
right.
make
Yeah.
sense, I guess, really. Does, but it doesn't, so... But they made it to Sydney,
Yeah.
which kind of wraps up this movie with one more little outro speech and opening of a Christian rock music video.
Yeah.
Or maybe metal. I don't know. So,
We knew we'd got it straight.
Yeah. Again, it's cool how they keep the syntax of this
Yeah.
together.
yeah.
It's not them. They don't. The writers of this didn't just have them speak nonsense.
What's
They-
interesting... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, what's interesting about it, at least for me, is it at times seems more eloquent than standard English. At times. But also, most of the time, less so.
Yeah.
Maybe because it gets to the point. It doesn't... It's not as, flowery and flowery, but... That was terrible. But but it's very straight. I think it's what they're trying to communicate. It's very straight by what
Right.
the words they
Yeah.
use. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I do like the pull out right there where they're showing that
Yep.
they're starting to inhabit all the different buildings and everything
Right.
in there.
so much dissolves.
Yeah. And then he has to carry all the sticks now.
Just my sticks.
All right, that
For
is
Byron.
Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah, Byron is in reference to the one of the original producers who died in a helicopter crash.
So, Max, you were saying that this movie changed directors partway through?
No. That was our next movie that we're going to be doing.
Oh, okay. All right. Mixing up stuff.
Yep.
Ignore me! Tauntaun. Oh, his last name is Tattoo. I get it now.
Dr.
Tauntaun.
Dealgood is an amazing name.
Yeah, I think Dr. Dealgood is the
Dr.
Krang.
Dealgood.
He's Krang.
Yeah. The tribe who stayed, yeah. But yeah, that is Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. View again, brew again. James.
I'll be honest, I likely will not brew again.
Okay.
Just like you said, this is something that's good to kind of get into beers with, but not to be like, oh. But I think the three of us probably left that behind a while ago when it comes to beers.
Right.
So, view again. Yeah, I unequivocally do like this movie.
Okay.
So,
as far as me, I think I pretty much agree with the brew again. I mean, in the grim dark future where I go to a grocery store and there is no dark beer available between the months of November and March, besides this, yeah, I'll get it. But yeah, it's, I don't know, a good intro beer. But maybe for aesthetic purposes, if I'm doing another diesel-y, punky.
I want to get credited to be standing by the wardrobe like those two people were.
I'm just hanging out my ward.
As far as view again, I'm sure I'll probably see this again at some point, but it's not going to be like my go-to Mad Max movie. But
Oh yeah,
I do know people who legitimately do enjoy this that I probably will watch it with. So.
I'd put Fury Road in this. I'd watch Fury Road like 15 times in a row before I watch.
Oh
this
yeah,
movie,
yeah,
but-
yeah. I mean, we saw
Certainly.
it 7 times at the theaters.
Yeah.
We are responsible for that movie getting a good,
Right.
a somewhat good box office. What about you, Ryan?
Well, let's do brew. I mean, I agree with you guys. This is a thing I would drink if nothing else was available, but there's nothing character-wise or unique enough about this to make me want to seek it out beyond having it today.
How does it compare with the beer from last episode, which you very much enjoyed, the English Dry Stout?
I would much rather drink the Barley Fife.
Well, no. I'm saying like character-wise or flavor-wise, how do you like it in comparison? Because I don't know of many English Dry Stouts. Stouts are pretty much like they're related to porters, but they're just like porters with more. So I was wondering how you like this. Obviously you like the other one more,
right?
Like you first mentioned way back when we did our episode 0, you're like you didn't know as much about beer and wanted to know more about beer because of these episodes and this podcast. So
yeah, it's been slow learning. I just like the dryness of the Barley Fife pretty well. And again, the darker stuff is more my speed. But this one, there's just not enough to it for me.
Yeah. Okay.
View again. Yeah, I'd watch this again, but I'm
not
interested in seeing.
Hours.
Yeah, no, not on purpose. I would like to see the other 2 original Mad Max movies now. I've always wanted to watch them, but Fury Road was something that I enjoyed very much, and I would watch that again a lot more times before this.
All right.
But things I really liked about this movie again were a lot of the visual effects, visual design, costumes, sets, stuff like that. It was really cool. Yeah, for sure.
We are being serenaded by Tina Turner. As
she's taking us out, boys.
Yep. But this movie it's enjoyable, but like that change in tone between like the second act and the third act, it's just like what? Like it could have been a separate movie.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't find this to be a terribly great movie at all. I mean, which makes sense given the idea of our show, but it's I don't know.
Well, a lot of the movies we watch here are meant to be at least entertaining.
Right,
no one wants to sit around and watch a boring ass movie for an hour and 40 minutes and just listen to us crack wise at it. We like to try to talk about the fun, cool things about it. So every now and then we do movies that are quote unquote bad for some reason or the other, but we legitimately enjoy watching.
Right.
Yeah, well, I'd say that this is probably one of the better movies we've watched in a little while, at least. Though.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, all right, that wraps up this episode. We will see you guys next time. And as always, please watch and drink responsibly, and check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and send us your hate mail at GBBV, goodbrewsbadviews@gmail.com. Later.
Yep. Take care.